Hi, and welcome back to Black Women North of 50. I'm your host, Wynn Helms, and today we're talking with Ruby Taylor. Ruby is the founder and director of Financial Joy School, which is an organization that helps the Black community to have a better understanding of finances and financial goals. Her story is very inspiring, from her own financial issues to getting her master's in social work, from suffering a traumatic brain injury, and now being the founder and director of her organization, Financial Joy School. We're on a journey of money today. Stay with me. As promised, I have Ruby Taylor from Financial Joy School joining me. I'm very happy to have you here. Thank you. Listen, tell me a little bit about how you got started with your financial journey.
Okay, Financial Joy School came about after having a car accident and taking me out of my career. I was a school social worker long time ago. I loved my job. I loved my kids. I loved the parents. An amazing experience. And one day I was driving. Always listen to your intuition, okay? Which I think it is the spirit of like God leading us. And
Still small voice.
Yes, when I went back to work in like August of 2012, I was no longer comfortable, and the spirit kept on telling me to move, to leave my job. I would not. Cause I'm like, I have to pay my condo fee, my mortgage, my like car note. I have no other
Buddy.
job. So like me leaving was not even an option. Um, and for the whole half of a year from like August up until December, it was that same feeling, right? Leave. And I just didn't. I didn't leave. And then December came, and December 2nd, I had a car accident, which forced me to leave. It caused me to have a traumatic brain injury and took me out of work and put me in a really bad financial space because my job at that time resigned me without my permission.
My
They
goodness.
resigned me. um, And the more that I complained about it, the more that they made my like Cobra more money. And like it got so high that I could not, I just couldn't afford it. And so not only did they take away my like short-term disability, they also took away my like insurance. So like it put me in a horrible financial and physical space. And but because I loved my students so much, some of their parents loved on me during this difficult season. And one of those parents, her name is Renee Gallagher, and her like amazing husband Dan. She would pick me up, take me to the grocery store, take take me to the doctor, take me out to lunch. An amazing human being. And during one of those luncheons, I was like, I'm gonna lose my house. I'm about to be homeless. And she was like, Ruby, where are your savings, investments? And I'm like, I have none of that. And she was like, you are not supposed to spend your last dime. And those are words that I live by today. I'm not a spender. I'm more of a giver than than like a spender. So like I always tell myself, do not give your last dime, Ruby. And I have to tell myself that over and over again because I'm a natural giver. It makes me happy. And so like I have to really check that a lot. And like sometimes I fail and like sometimes I like succeed, but I keep on marching like towards that truth. And she was like, my husband and I, we are going to teach you about long-term investing so that once you get back on your feet, you will never be in this position again. And that's what they did. Taught me about long-term investing. And that just opened up a whole new world and introduced me to like building generational wealth.
That's so amazing. And your story about not knowing about generational wealth is so prevalent in the Black community.
Yes.
We don't, right? And we get to be my age, north of 50, and we're like, wait, I'm supposed to have some savings, kind of like what you're saying. And there isn't any. You're thinking about it, and what am I going to do? And I've got kids and house, mortgage, that kind of thing. For people who are, particularly women who are, nothing against the guys, it's just a lot of women are alone and have kids. What kind of support can they get in terms of learning about how they can make ends meet, plus save a little bit on the side? Tell me about some of the things that you have learned from Financial Joy School that have helped you and other people with the financial literacy and generational wealth and things we need to know to move forward.
I have learned so much. My God, right? One of the things that I've learned is you have to be able to heal emotionally so that you can heal financially. If you are broken, if you are not healed, you will use money as a therapy instead of a growth mechanism, right? So that's
Tell
one.
me about healing. Tell me about what you mean
Right.
by healing.
Oh, African Americans, we have such a traumatic past, and it has created many problems with the way we look at money. First of all, we was like what is the word? Commodified, right? And so like we was not even valued as a human being. And so our work was for free. So we was working for free for hundreds of like years. And then also beaten, abused. That plays a role in our psyche. That plays a role in like our parents raising us and like us moving in this world. And so until we can fully understand and like embrace the pain of our past, we can never fully grow our financial future because we will make decisions that will um, make us way less valuable than we really are. And that all stems from slavery, right? And so we have to understand our value so that we can move what? Accordingly, right? When you feel better about yourself, when you feel whole, when you feel healed, and healing is a ongoing journey. It's not one destination and then poof, you are good. No, like it is an ongoing movement. And so we have to like continuously heal so that we can make the most beneficial decisions for our lives. And so we have a lot of pain within the parental space, right? We have a lot of pain within the sibling space. We have a lot of pain within the world space because we have been oppressed for such a long time. We have to come to terms with that reality and not only embrace it, but also thrive through it. And so first we have to acknowledge it, right? We can't act like, no, like I'm good. I am blessed and highly unfavored. No, we are hurting, baby. We have to say that. We
Uh-huh.
have to be clear.
Own it.
Hmm?
You have to own it. We have to own it.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, we have to own it. And what is it? Also like activate it out of us,
Yeah, get
right?
it released.
Oh, yes. Yes. If I would have had healing at that time, I would have been using my money differently.
Right?
But I was using my like money to give me value by me just giving out money and what is it, gifts, so that like I could feel valuable. But I'm valuable, period. Period.
Right. And we don't get taught about personal value.
Yes.
And as giving people, we give and give and give and forget, wait, the cup's getting empty over here. It's like, oh, well, I'll just keep giving. And there you are. You can't give anymore because you're not taking care of yourself. And what you're saying in terms of self-value, it comes from self-value. Being a
Yes.
giving person starts with valuing yourself.
Yes. Yes. And knowing where did this come from, right? Why am I a giver? Why do I like associate like value with like giving?
What about you?
Dig deeper. Oh my God. That's a real easy one for me, right?
Okay.
My parents, right? My father, I'm the youngest of 8. And my father proudly says, I never wanted you, right? But like you are the child that I always needed. So my like mother pregnancy was really, really rough. They wanted to basically abort me for her like health. She denied it. And so during her last like try trimester, she had a health crisis. And she the what is it? Doctor needed my father to like make the decision. She would not give up that like information because she knew what he would pick would be her over me. And so like she picked me over her, and like God saved both of us, right?
Yay.
And
Okay.
so but like but my father takes pride in this story. And no matter how much I'm gonna tell him, that doesn't feel good, right? That is just, I he was like, you are the best child that we have. And so like I'm just so thankful. But like you are the child I never ever wanted. But but the child that I needed. So my birthing into this earth came with one parent wanting me and and one parent not. So that's where it started. And then like I had hardworking gang parents because like they didn't want us to be raised in the hood. So they worked extremely hard to basically give us give us a decent house. But they worked really, really hard. So like they didn't have time for us, right? Because they was working so much to basically give us a nice neighborhood, right? A decent one, right? So like all of that stems from look at me, see me, right? um and so that started early, right? So like I felt that I had to prove myself. I had to prove myself. I had to work hard. I had to go to college. I had to go to graduate school. I had
Mhm.
to become a great community member. And like, that's what I did. But it was all stemming from not knowing that my existence is good enough. I don't have to do nothing to be great. just me breathing is just greatness, right? I don't need a degree. I don't need none of that. But like that took years of work. And what is it?
Sure.
It still takes work, right? This is not second, this isn't second nature, right? I have to reaffirm myself continuously, right? Ruby, you are a bad mama jamma just because you breathe. Hallelujah,
Right.
God. I don't have to do nothing but just
My
breathe,
gu-
and I'm bad.
my guess is that's the gift or one of the gifts you give the people who are involved in financial joy school. That
Yes,
their value, knowing their value, accepting and realizing their value.
yes, and like knowing where their lack of value stems from. You better know that. If you don't, you are going to continue the cycle, and like it always gets worse. This is what people don't know. When you don't fix things, it does not stay at that level. It will either get worse and worse. There's no better.
There's
There's
one
no
way.
better, baby. No. You're going straight down, right? And so quick. And so to prevent that, we really, really need to heal and really, really be able to embrace our like value within ourselves. I'm a strong believer in God, and really, really embrace God, not because of what I am due, just because God like loves me. And so that's enough. That's enough. And because of that, I move differently.
How involved in spirituality was your family growing up?
My mother is a evangelist, and so heavily involved in the church. And spirituality has been heavily a part of my life because of my parents. They have like set the standard, but I do not subscribe to like religion. I think it's the biggest hoax ever. Um, I think it's a man-made image of themselves, not of God. Mm. And so I do not subscribe to that. I do believe in God. I do believe in Jesus. I do believe in the Holy Spirit directing you, guiding you, and helping you through this life. And so, yes, they really, really are heavy into religion and heavy like into God. I'm more heavy into God than I am religion.
I understand that. In my work, I go with the mind, body, spirit connection.
Yes.
We're not taught to integrate all of those together. And I'm not talking like you. Religion is irrelevant. It's what you feel. If you go to church and that works for you, good on you. If not, you still have that self, that part of you that is connected to the world and the universe. I mean, that's my belief system anyway.
Yes.
Let me ask you this, for people who come to you and do not have a good connection with spirit, universe, those kinds of things, what kinds of support do they get from you? What kind of uphill do they give you about it being
Oh,
going to work?
that's a personal decision, right? We all know what works for us. And I tell people to lean into that, whatever that looks like, right? This works for me, right? I don't know what's going to work for you. You have to find that journey. But like whatever healing, whatever practices you, what is it have that like helps you become the best you, center that, period.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How do people find your school, and how does a program?
Okay. So, I used to have corporate backers who would sponsor events, sponsor donations, and help me give out the card deck to the community, which that was my favorite part of my job. I love that.
Explain the card deck.
So we have a card deck called the Legacy, which is 5 amazing rounds of building generational wealth. So it basically teaches the users how people build generational wealth. So the first round is careers. And then you pick your career. Now you're making money. What are you doing with your money? Now you should be investing it. So that's round 2, investing. So now that you're making money, investing money, honey, you better be saving it. So now we have round 3, right? Savings. Now that you are making money, investing money, saving money, now you need some assets, right? That is round 4. And then round 5 is life events, because life happens. It can be a marriage, a divorce, a life insurance policy somebody has given you, a whole bunch of things that could happen. And every round gives you a 30-year value, because we need to begin to look for the long term and not for a month by month, or basically year by year. So that's another thing that we basically teach, right? We can
Budgeting.
budgeting and the long term, not budgeting. I hate budgeting. I allow that out of my mouth because I'm just
Planning.
directing,
Directing. Okay, cool.
right? Direct your money, right? Direct it. Budgeting came into play because corporations and credit card companies and mortgage companies wanted their money. It was not beneficial for the person. It was just paying bills. Later on, they begin to inch towards saving, investments, but not really, right? Directing your money centers you to not just pay on bills, but also make your money grow. And so if we are just focused on paying bills, we will never have financial stability. But if we are focused on growing our money, we can build financial stability.
I grew up in a time.
Wealth. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So important. I'm going to get back to generation wealth in a second. We're living in a time where, this has been happening for a while in terms of credit cards and people using them and being, 5-year-olds getting credit card applications in the mail and that kind of thing. I know when I grew up, credit cards had just started getting to be something, My parents were part of that generation. All of a sudden, you've got layaway. I don't know. You're kind of young, so you probably wouldn't do layaway.
No, I know about baby. Yes.
All those things where we can get what we want fast. It's not about process. It's not about journey. Directing your money. I like that. Directing your money in a way that is going to be helpful for you and your kids.
Yes.
Yeah. Financial Joy School. Are there programs? Do you go out into the community? How does that work?
So Financial Joy School, we have two sides. We have the social impact side, where we go out to the community and donate decks, and we have a summit, the Financial Education Summit, which we just had in San Francisco in February. And we have the for-profit side, where we sell the deck and sell it to schools, corporations, whoever would like to buy it, to use it for their benefits. So so we have two sides.
What is your vision for where Financial Joy School is going? What would you like it to be 5 years?
5 years, I would like to have given 250,000 decks to who? HBCU students and what alumni. right? I feel that if we can graduate with student loan debt, we can also graduate with a wealth plan, right? And so I'm really, really focused on that for this year and like I'm beyond. My goal is to help 1 million Black and Brown families build what? Generational wealth.
Won't that be great about that?
Yes,
If you don't,
yes, yes.
let's affirm that it's actually going to happen. Absolutely.
Yes, I'm
Well,
excited
listen,
for it.
absolutely. Oh my goodness, this is so wonderful. As I was thinking about doing a financial episode, I was looking for someone to talk about these kinds of things and call it God. I can't remember how I found you. It just kind of popped up on the internet. And I thought, well, she's not going to return my call. Well, let me go ahead. You don't try, you don't get, right? Um, I was so happy to
About
see
my
that.
community, baby. I'm about my community, so there's no way that I would not have returned the call. No way.
That's nice. I was so happy to hear from you. What is a big misunderstanding that we have in the Black community in terms of finances and generational wealth?
That we are bad with money. We are not bad with money. That is the biggest myth, right? We do more with less. We're not bad with money. I wish that we would just stop that, right? It just bothers me that people have said that and we have believed it. And so then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you think you are bad with money, you will be bad with money. If you basically feel that your community is bad with money, you are going to look for that, right? I don't look for that. I look for we are good with money. It's amazing what we can do with less. I am fully, fully impressed by our ingenuity with money. Now we need to be able to educate ourselves so that we can make money grow. And that's just from a lack of education because systems were not welcoming to black to black people to build generational wealth from what mortgages to the stock market. There was a whole lot of barriers. And so then all of a sudden, oh, they're bad with money. No, there was no opportunity. There was no support. There was no education. There was a point where black people could not even get mortgages, right? There was a point that black people could not live in certain neighborhoods. It still is the point today.
Now, guess
Less
what?
now, but still present. Less now, but still present. Right. And so that basically impacts a family, a community ability to build generational wealth. But we cannot allow that to be our crutch. We know the problem, but we have a solution, right? We have to begin to educate ourselves and begin to invest for the long term.
Marrying generational ingenuity with generational wealth.
Yes.
Getting them to put together and make that a part of our narrative so that we're not talking about, I'm broke, I don't have.
We are rich. I don't care what's in your bank account. We are a rich people through all of our trials and tribulations. There is still joy underneath the pain. That's rich. There are rich people who I know, right, making billions, and they are miserable, right? And so money does not make you rich. Our like ancestors and our like God does. And so like we need to also claim that we have a rich culture. Rich, rich. We're not broke. We're not broke. We're rich.
What do you say to a like a 60-year-old grandmother when her grandson comes up to her and says, "Well, these are the latest Nike, whatever, and can I have these?" And
Yes.
or can you get them for me?
Yes, I can. Right? Yes,
Go
I
for it.
can. We're gonna sit down and we're going to like create a plan for you to be able to get it. Right?
I like that.
And
Yes.
so you can either work towards it like a service, or else you can like start a business, or else you could be on the honor roll and I will like give you $20 or like 25 dollars every single time you like get on the honor roll. And then we're going to take, right, 50% of your money and basically invest it to make it grow. The other 50%, we are going to put it towards the sneakers, right? Until you have enough money to buy it, right? We don't have to tell children no. We have to help them build a plan to understand things are not instant,
And
right?
your child says, "You're a mom, right?
Yes, a mama too. All
Mama
of my
too."
gray hair shows. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
I wonder what you say, or not you, people in general. But I want it now, he says.
Okay. Yes, that's a want. That's a feeling, right? Feelings don't last, right? In like a couple of minutes, you are going to want something else, right? And so, like, that's a feeling. We have to be clear with them. Emotions and feelings do not last, right? I want $1 million today, right? That's what I want, right? It's a feeling. It's a feeling. If we want it, we have to create the plan to basically get it. Nothing is instant, not even a microwave. You have to open it up, put it in, press the buttons, and then wait. That's not instant. Everything takes time. And so like we have to program our our children to like understand feelings change and plans won't if you keep on inching towards it,
Stay
right?
on
So
the
like,
journey.
yes, they will respect it more. And that is not enabling, that is helping. What has occurred a lot is enabling, giving without expectation, right? So like my grandbaby, I love my grandbaby. My like grandbaby so cute. Grandma like got an extra $100. Okay, let's go and get it. That is called enabling. That's not helping them, right? That is enabling them. Help them by like setting them down, create a plan to basically get those sneakers. I don't feel that people should people should say we cannot afford it. I hate that. You
It's
are
limiting.
you are putting financial anxiety on your child at a early age. Help them plan. And you plan too. Y'all plan
How do you,
y'all plan together, baby.
how do you combat the internet and immediate gratification? Because your kids grew up with that.
Yes, right? No one should have more influence over your children than the village you have created around them, right? It may not be you. We have to understand that, right? Sometimes I cannot get to my child. It may be somebody else that I have put put like in their lives. Let them. The whole village should be on the same page, right? We cannot raise these babies alone. We need a village, everybody. And so then our influence is way more powerful than a daggone internet. But if you are keep on giving them access to that more than the village, oh yes, they're gonna have way more influence, right? You're not gonna be on the internet 24/7 in my house. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not gonna happen. What you do at the schoolhouse, I can't stop. But in my house, oh no, I'm having way more influence over you than some daggone internet. There's no way. There's no way. I'm going to limit that. My daughter hates it all the time. My
Well,
friends have TikTok. My friends have Instagram. Why can't I get a YouTube channel? And I tell her all the time, I love you more.
nice. Nice.
We will.
Yes.
So like I can't do that. You can hate me for it. It's okay. I get it. I
How old is she?
understand. She is 11.
My.
She's
Okay.
11. And now Roblox, I want Roblox. What enjoy it at school. But when you come here, we're not doing that. We're not doing
That's
that.
not happening.
So like limit that. I still let her watch like a YouTube shorts, 10 minutes increment. And then after
You
that,
get
we're going to talk about it, right? Because then she like see these kids with like dyed hair and all of that. And I said, listen, right? That dye gets into their bodies and is no good for a growing child. Hormones, the brain, all of that is still developing. And now somebody just put chemicals into their body that is seeping in, right? Is that a good thing? So now, like when she be seeing young kids with like dyed hair, she be like, "Mama, those parents they do not care about their kids." I said, "You see what I'm saying, right? I have more influence than some daggone internet, right? We better have more influence over our children. Stop giving our children to the freaking internet." Hours upon hours upon hours. No. When I would keep my nieces and my like nephews before kids, right? All of them had phones, right? All of them. And when they were with me at nighttime, there's no phone. I just
take a
confiscate everybody's phone. And they would talk about me like a dog, right?
well,
Right? I didn't care. I didn't care. At nighttime, no one needs access to you but me because you are in my care, right? Why am I giving you access to like people who don't have your best interest at like heart? I do. The village does. The
speaking of
internet does
village,
not.
one of the reasons why I'm doing Black Women North of 50 is because I was noticing I was not feeling a sense of belonging to the Black community. And I was noticing how, for me, Black women were kind of disparate. There was no connection. And I wanted to create a space
Yes.
that, and anybody can listen to this. I'm good with that. I wanted to create a space that was specifically leaning toward Black women because the sense of belonging the sense of community and village. It's hard to do. I mean, I'm in Los Angeles. Tell me where you are again? In Maryland.
Baltimore.
Baltimore. I mean, in the city, it can be hard. I mean, people are working
Yes.
and you've got kids. It's just the idea of community. I love that you're saying that because I miss it. And I think a lot of people do as well.
Yes,
And
I
how
loved my community. My parents taught me well with that, right?
eight kids? You had a
You need a community.
community with
You need a community, right? You just can't
right.
do that by yourself, right? And so she had
All
certain
kinds of
people around us. If not, you couldn't be around us, right? They were really sticklers about like who like they gave access to us, right? They like taught taught me that, right? They taught me that at like a young age. You are going to need family, and family is not about blood. That is called kinship. Family Family is about people who like show up for you when you need them. And you also show up for them when they need you. That's
family of
family.
choice.
That's
Family of
family.
choice.
And I believe that
Mhm.
wholeheartedly. I live that.
Look. Yes, your automobile accident.
Oh my God. Yes.
I mean, you're
Family. No blood related, but they came through.
in a time when, oh my goodness, that was such a gift to
Yes.
have them in your life.
Yes. And it was even worse. Right. One day I woke up, my whole everything is wet. I'm walking and it's just wet. And because I have a TBI, I was not registering what was going on. I just was like, oh, it's wet.
Huh,
This is in
isn't
the
that interesting?
beginning. This is in the beginning of the TBI. So I'm walking, the carpet is just soaking. And I'm like, wow, that's weird. That's it. That's all that registered, nothing else. Until my neighbor came because I lived in a condo.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, there's water coming down from your apartment. And I'm like, no way. And so then the husband said, can we look? I said, sure. Because I'm like, I know it's not me, but I know the carpet's wet, but it's not me. Sure enough, my hot water heater went. And I have no money, right? Because the school district stopped paying me. And now I have a hot water heater problem. And so now I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. So one of my neighbors, Jerry, he was a maintenance person for like a building, but not like mine, but somebody else's. So like I went to him and then so he came up, he was like, yeah, Ruby, you need a new hot water heater. I said, I don't have no money. I am broke. He was like, me and my son, we're going to put it in. And once you like get back on your feet, pay me back the money. They like tuck out that old water heater, put in a brand new one, tuck up that carpet because it was
Oh,
ruined by
nice.
now.
I was going to say,
Yes. Oh my God. Right. And so that's family to me, right? That's family. I was in need and they showed up, right? So thankful. And so, yes, it is hard for us to like create family. But like the more we um reach out and be like vulnerable, which is really hard for us Black women, very hard for us to say we need help. Um, would you like to drink some coffee? Right? Let's have a coffee date. Do you want to go to the movies? If it's a movie you want to see, right? It's hard for us because everybody acts like we are so super. Like we don't
strong.
need nothing. No, we need a lot. We need a lot, right? And so we need to put that cape, take that cape off and freaking burn it, and allow ourselves to be to be vulnerable enough to say I need help I would like for us to have lunch one day. And like some people's going to say, no, that's okay. You keep on asking. Just like I tell my daughter, if something happens to you sexually that was forced, you keep on telling somebody until you are protected, right? I I beat that in her, right?
Good.
Right? Because people like silence. No. So that's the same thing we need to give. We need to give like our self. We deserve community to like show up for us because we show up for so many people indirectly or basically directly. And there are people who will show up for us, period. We just have to find them. They're out there
And
waiting.
let them.
You better preach a whole sermon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Wynn,
That
let them.
the
Yes,
vulnerability piece you were talking about. It's difficult, you know.
it is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's anything hard we have to do. If it is hard, we have to do it.
Where is it written that stuff's going to be easy? It's not, you know. And we got to
I
remember
wish it
that,
was, but it's not.
right? We'd be out of jobs if it was easy. Anyway,
True.
tell, tell me how you came up with the name Financial Joy School.
Okay, so the name was Legacy Card Game.
Okay.
And one of my mentors, her name is Brooke. She works for the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center. She's the marketing director.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, Brooke, like, I want to get in with like banks and like nonprofit organizations. She was like, Ruby, I have to connect you with my sister. She does that work. So like she'll be able to like guide you in like how to make that happen. So when I spoke to the sister, she is like, you are so joyful. We need to change your name, right? It should not be Legacy Card Game. Um,
That
and
is a
like,
little hard.
yeah, and like if you want banks and stuff, you need to have a better name to basically have that branding and be able to market it better. And so then she was like, "You so joyful. So let's do Financial Joy." And then she's like, "Financial Joy School." She's like, "That's it." Then she looked to see like if that name was taken. It was not. I got the domain, and then I got it trademarked. And that has been the name ever since.
That's great. It is compelling. It's like, oh, fun, money together. How about
Yeah,
that?
right?
This is great. I want to
So
see
it
what this is
works.
about.
So it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Great
you have
people.
anything else? Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Any
no.
last words that you'd like to leave with the audience today?
Yes, we did not talk enough about the money part. But so I will have to come back for like a part 2 so that we can really get into the nitty gritty about how to begin to invest and what does that look like for you and your family. But we could not touch that without us touching the emotional piece, without us touching the village piece, without us touching enabling, right?
Yes.
We have to stop, that enabling our families. It's not love. It's not love. I don't care what you say. It's not love. It's pain. So like you want to feel valuable. So you're just giving and giving and I'm giving. And like it doesn't serve you. It does not serve the person, whether or not it's a child or like a grandchild. We have to help them. We have to stop enabling. Help them have like an expectation. Please, please. And like hold them accountable. If you if you if you do this, you'll get this. If not, no. Right? My daughter, she's in the beginning stages of like adolescence. So they have that attitude. And so like I told her, how you treat me matters. Right? I'm not going to treat you the way that you are treating me. And so it's not going to work out for you, bud, because like you need stuff and like you are broke. And so you will need me to get you stuff. But I don't get people stuff who like treats me poorly. I don't care who you are. Who you are. I'm going to show up for you well. And like you have to show up for me well. This is a interaction, baby. This is not one-sided. So like every morning, she's like, Mama, today I'm going to work hard to not give you an attitude. And like it's an epic fail, but the point of the matter is
She's trying. She knows it's supposed to be in there. So
she's
that's
trying. She
step
is
in the right direction.
trying. She is blowing. She's like, I'm like, honey, that is rude. But I didn't say nothing. Honey, it's still rude, right? It's still disrespectful. So like, but like the girl is trying. But it's
She
still
is.
failing. Still failing.
It
But
doesn't come easy, particularly since I don't know how much of an example she gets from other kids. I mean, I see a lot of kids that don't have a lot of respect for adults.
yes, and I'm not having it, right? What you do?
Bottom line,
Mm.
yeah, I'm taking your phone. You don't get a vote. You got to be
She doesn't even
respectful.
have a phone,
Oh,
right?
good on you.
Right? She doesn't have no phone. Why am I giving a child a phone? That's a bill every single month. Why am I giving you a phone? And like you can't.
And you don't have a job.
No, no, ma'am. She did do
That's
a
not,
PowerPoint presentation on like why on why why she should get one. She just did that 2 weeks ago, right? I thought it was stellar. I was really impressed. She almost got me. She almost got me just like this. She almost got me. But no, I don't believe in children having cell phones. They go to school, they like come back. So like I don't feel that you need one. You want one, right?
yeah, I'm too interested. What did the presentation look like?
She she had these iPhones, 3 of them, and it said why I need a right, and the points were my friend have one. I'm away from you, so I could be safe if I need to call you. Good points. Good points. I hear you. But I put the blood of Jesus upon you. You will be fine. Because the phone can't save them anyway. This is what I don't understand. These people. Well, like, it's safe. Honey, if somebody's going to get to your child, the phone is not going to save them. They already got them, threw that phone away. So, like, you can't trace it. So, like, the phone is not going to save them. But if you want to keep on paying that bill, go right ahead. I just can't do it. Now, maybe in high school, I will, like, consider it. But
Yeah.
from
Yeah, it's about giving your kids the skills to stay safe and to be there for them,
to communicate and, like, socialize. The earlier they like have these phones, that's their social thing. That's all they do. They don't know how
Have
to
you
communicate.
have you noticed that there's a certain age of people, I mean, I'm being real general here, don't look you in your face when you're looking at them?
They can't.
They don't know they're like, this is how they communicate with people.
They can't.
I
They
hate that.
can't. They can't because parents are working hard to like try to give them kids a decent life. So they
Mhm,
just
I
let
understand that.
them have the phone and like be the babysitter. That's why like people do it. They give the tablet, they give the phone so that like their child can be entertained while they basically work. I get it. I'm not here to judge, but I just know for me and my family, that's not going to happen, right? Even though my child gets on my last nerve, like I don't want to talk no more. Um, but
It's part of being a mom, and then, oh, happy belated Mother's Day.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And right back at you because like mothers is not about birthing. Black Black women are mothers, period, in some form or like some fashion. That's my own
Thank you for that.
personal belief. But yeah, just really trying to talk them to it when I'm like, Dad, my plate is full. It'd be easier to just go ahead and give you a device so that you can leave me alone and I could go ahead and focus on my work. But easy is not what will get
That's
her
not being,
to where she
yeah, that's
needs
not
to.
about a parent is not being easy. But when I understand, like, once again, I don't have kids, but I see it in my work. And the productive, healthy kids come from parents who do that hard work and listen until they can't listen anymore and put in the boundaries. And yeah, absolutely. So you got my respect. My goodness. Ruby Taylor, thank you so much for sharing your life with me. This has been so interesting. And I don't know you, but I'm still proud of you. Can you do that?
Yes, most definitely. Most
And
definitely. I'm here for the
very good.
people, baby. I love
I
my
know
people.
that.
I love my
Yes.
people.
And it shows. It really does. Thank you so much. Wow. Ruby Taylor is quite an inspiration. She's come through quite a lot. Financial difficulties, traumatic brain injury, and had enough life in her to create Financial Joy School. Just amazing. I'm really glad to have had her on the show. And she says she has more to say, so I think I'm going to have her come back. At the end of my episodes, I've been trying to do something. I created a word, affirm intention, which I'm going to read the definition because I haven't got it memorized yet. The act of declaring a positive truth into existence while taking active steps to nurture and enhance it. And so I'm trying to do that with finances. And here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm living a financially abundant life. And I know this while I'm taking steps to protect my financial future. Yeah, there's things I can continue to do and work on, particularly since talking with Ruby about which way to go. There are things in my life that I've got to get better at financially, clearly. Perhaps you learned something from this episode as well. What are your financial stories? What has it been like for you? I think part of the reason we don't talk about it is we feel shame of some kind or another. And like Ruby said, here's what I've come up with from attention about finances. I'm living a financially abundant life, and I know this because I'm taking steps to keep my finances in place for my future. Thank you for joining me. You can see me on YouTube, obviously, and I'm also on Instagram at Black Women North of 50. And I even have a website, blackwomennorthof50.com, if you care to use the website. My name is Wynn, WYNN. So it's WYNN at blackwomennorth50.com. Also comments, obviously, or YouTube. Still new at this. Would love to hear from you. In the meantime, keep creating your joy. Be curious about life. And please find the funny. We need it bad. Stay with me on the journey. I'll see you next time.